Hey guys, Jojo here in the Woman Cave, trying to play catch up with my content because I've been behind the past couple of weeks, but it's all good. Here we are today, and I'm about to give you my thoughts on Star Wars Obi-Wan and Anakin. This is a little mini series that came out, I want to say in 2016, put out by Marvel. They've been doing all the Star Wars stuff as of late, and it's all canon, so that's what's cool about it. It's pretty like supplemental to the prequels. This story actually takes place a couple years after Episode 1, Phantom Menace, so Qui-Gon is gone and Obi-Wan is left to kind of mentor Anakin, who's his Padawan. So in this, they go on an adventure, they tag team it, and Anakin's brilliant in this, and he saves the day pretty much. Obi-Wan looks like a badass too during this, but they both work really well together. But the problem is that throughout, Anakin kind of questions whether he belongs with the Jedi Order. So you definitely get some flashbacks where he's kind of interacting with Senator Palpatine, and you start to see where the seeds are planted and where, you know, Anakin starts questioning the Republic, questioning the senators, kind of seeing that certain places in Coruscant are, you know, corrupt, and senators can be a part of that too. So it was really interesting to see Anakin's reaction to this corruption, and, you know, what kind of questions in terms of ethics that brought up for him personally in his growth. And that definitely affected how he saw the Jedi Order, and that's why he was kind of questioning whether he wanted to be a part of that or not, whether he belonged. So it was also crazy to see Senator Palpatine manipulating him and kind of, like I said earlier, planting the seeds in his mind. And, you know, ultimately, we all know Anakin becomes Darth Vader. So yeah, to see the beginnings of that birth of the dark side within Anakin is very cool. Because honestly, I thought that the relationship between Palpatine and Anakin was a lot more interesting than the one between Obi-Wan and Anakin. I mean, it was cool to see Obi-Wan interact with him and all, but we've already known that relationship from Episode 2. We know how they are together. We know that, you know, they work well together, but they're also semi at odds. We don't really know how Palpatine lured Anakin into the dark side. We don't know their day-to-day and how that all went down. I wish they had focused on that relationship more. I wish it was Palpatine and Anakin instead of Obi-Wan and Anakin. Okay, but going back to Obi-Wan and Anakin and their adventure on this world called Carnelian 4, I thought it was a little slow. I was kind of bored with it, to be honest. What happened was they received a distress signal, and it was in the Jedi like language that only they knew. So it was semi-mysterious, and so, you know, Obi-Wan had to go, or needed to investigate. So they land on this world, and that world is at war with two parties, the open and the closed, which I thought was really weird too, but whatever. Yeah, it just, nothing interesting really happened there. It was very slow. I didn't care about the characters from that planet or that world, so yeah, it was pretty meaningless to me. I think at the end of the day, what Anakin learned there was that, you know, the Jedi are powerful as a whole and not so much individually. It's a team effort. It's the way that they're perceived that also gives them power, not just the lightsaber, not just the Force. So, you know, like I said earlier, Anakin had wanted to kind of step away from the Jedi Order. So in learning that, he kind of realizes that it is important to be a part of something and a part of the Jedi, and not just be a rogue soldier. So overall, I think the writer Charles Soule did a pretty good job in kind of capturing the voice of the characters we all know and love from the movies. I just thought that the story was pretty slow. I really didn't care for the adventure out in Carnelian 4. I wanted to see more of their day-to-day in training at the Jedi Temple. I wanted to see more of Palpatine kind of imposing his views and manipulating Anakin. That would have been cool. But yeah, you know, this is pretty good as like supplemental material to the movies, but nothing that I would rave about. Would I read it again? Probably not. I did really enjoy the artwork though. Marco Cicchetto just knocked it out the park. I did have some issues in the beginning, like the first issue, I believe. There was just some action that was happening that it was just hard to tell what was going on, because the panels are so huge, like, and his artwork's very detailed, so it was tough to kind of understand what was going on at times. And the only way you could really know was because there were some of the talking bubbles, but you couldn't really tell. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but yeah, like he would draw the characters really tiny, so you didn't know who was who a lot of the time. But I noticed that he made improvements with the following issues. So yeah, overall pretty good stuff from him. I mean, gorgeous, gorgeous panels here. Beautiful. But yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. If you liked it, give me a like or subscribe or both. I don't hate it. And you catch me on Twitter and on Instagram at PopDotComix. And I guess I'll catch y'all over there. Later.